Okay, so we're now recording. I'm still admitting people in, so give me just a second. Okay, so what is Canva? Canva is an internet-based graphic design software that you can do either on your computer or on your phone. Okay, there are two different versions of Canva. There's a free version and then Canva Pro, which is what you can pay for if you decide you want to. So I did kind of take some tips, things about the difference between the free version of Canva and paid version of Canva, because I know a lot of people probably have questions about the difference, and then also phone versus computer. So free Canva versus paid for Canva. Free Canva, you're limited on what type of graphics you can use. You're limited on what type of like elements you can use as far as shapes, things like that, backgrounds. They limit you similar to any other thing you have to pay for. Like Amy, you get a free trial, things like that. With the paid Canva, there are more fonts available, more graphics available, more things available to you to do on there. You can kind of have free reign to be able to do whatever you want on Canva with the paid version. I'm pretty positive it's $11 or $12 a month. It's not super expensive. And if you think that you're going to use it frequently, I do suggest paying for it, because it does pay itself back in the form of you're going to have your own graphics that are not going to be the same as anybody else's. So here's the kicker. If you don't want to pay for it, there are ways around having to like use their graphics and things like that. You can upload your own graphics, you can upload your own pictures, you can upload any of the like transparent background images off of the workstation. There's every single product has a transparent image background, which is called a PNG. If you're computer savvy, a PNG is a picture that has a transparent background. It's made for graphic design. So you can download your own PNGs just by Googling whatever the item is. So like if I wanted a flamingo that had a transparent background, I could literally Google flamingo PNG and a bunch of images are going to come up. When you find one you like, if you click on it and it has a little checkerboard background, that means there's no like white background. You can literally do it whatever. You can literally just upload it in and it's going to have a transparent background. Here's the thing. The paid version of Canva also has a background eraser. So it has like a one-click background eraser, which is wonderful for like taking your own images and removing the background. So it's just like you there. I don't think, oh, I do. I have stickers that I made with Melly's face on them. I made some stickers using Canva the other day. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So like, don't know if you guys can see this really well, but there's Melly on a sticker. And you see how there's no background behind her. It's just the watercolor behind her. I use the background eraser to be able to do that. So there are ways around that. Now, phone versus computer. You can mostly do the same things on your phone that you can do on the computer. They have updated it now, so it's mostly the same software. The only difference is that it's a much smaller scale to work with. So instead of having a mouse to be able to put things in very distinct spots on your graphic, you're going to have to just use your fingers, and it can get tough, especially if you're working with small elements and text. You cannot download your own fonts with the Canva on the phone, which if that's a big deal, then that's a big deal. But some of the perks are you can use your camera roll photos on your phone without having to upload them to a computer. You're on the go, can slap a graphic together if you want to. I use both of them. Gonna be honest with you guys. I'll slap a graphic together while I'm out and about, or I'll just use it on my computer when I get home. Okay, so now we have talked about the ins and outs of Canva. We have talked about the paid version. We've talked about all kinds of things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you guys in just a second so you guys can see what we're going to be working on today. Okay, you guys can see my screen, right? Thumbs up. Yep. Okay. So what we are going to be doing, I know that there's a like gray box here. I'm going to move it over. Don't worry. Actually, let me just move y'all. Or why is this so big? Oh my goodness gracious. There we go. Okay. Y'all can see this image right here in the center, right? That says My Scentsy Journey. You can see everything on the left-hand side here that has the fonts and everything like that. Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure you guys can see everything. So, welcome to Canva. When you log on to Canva, the first thing that you're going to see is this home page. Of course, it's going to go really, really slow. So this is your home page on Canva. It looks like a lot. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when you're getting ready to make a graphic is figure out what the purpose of your graphic is. So what are you going to use this graphic for? The one that we're going to create today, we're going to use for a social media post. So today we're going to be creating a graphic that's about your Scentsy journey. Okay. So about you, your Scentsy journey, the things that you've accomplished. Hold on. I think there are people in the waiting room. Whoop. I can't see my waiting room. Participants. Admit. Okay. Boop. So we're going to be making a graphic that's going to be designed so that you can use it on your social media, either tonight, tomorrow, something like that. And it's going to be all about your Scentsy journey. It's going to have a picture of you or your family or so on and so forth. We're going to try and use your branding if at all possible, if you know what you want to brand with. If not, I'm going to just give you some blanket things. But this is going to be helpful because I'm going to show you guys step by step on some different tips and tricks that I've learned over my time working on graphics and graphic designing that are going to help you go out and create your own graphics. So for today's sake, we're going to be working with an Instagram post. And there are a couple of different like design templates here that are really handy to have. And these should be the ones that pop up for most everybody. Let me see if I can make this full screen. Does that take away my screen or can y'all still see it? Yes, you can still see it? Okay, good. So today we're going to be working with Instagram posts. The reason I didn't choose like Facebook posts is because Instagram posts are square. So it's easy to work with. If you were to use like a Facebook post, it distorts it when you put it on Instagram. So this is a wide range template. I like to use Instagram posts for any social media post. So when you click on it, it's going to pop up a blank square, blank white square. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. First thing that we're going to do is I'm going to tell you guys some other useful sizes of Canva templates so that if you decide you want to go out and make your own graphics, you'll have some good templates to use that are perfectly sized for things. So if you want to make a cover photo for a Facebook party, your own cover photo, things like that, the template Twitch banner, Twitch, like I've got a Twitch going on. It's a streaming platform for gamers. Twitch banner is really good. It's the perfect size for cover photos, whether that be in an event or in a group or your own cover photo. It doesn't distort it, doesn't stretch it. It's the perfect size. There is one specifically designated for Instagram stories. That's also a good one to know. Logo is really useful for making stickers in your own logo. If you have a Cricut or a Silhouette Cameo, you can make your own stickers, which is really handy by using the logo template. And the other thing I wanted to mention is if you want to print any of these things off of Canva with Vistaprint. Okay, so like let's say you wanted to design your own business cards and upload them onto Vistaprint, or you wanted a 4x6 postcard for ease sake. Whatever the measurements are for the item that you want to make on Vistaprint. So like let's say if you're making a 4x6 postcard on Vistaprint, your template on Canva needs to be 3 times the size of whatever you're going to get printed so that it does not distort your image. So if you're making a 4x6 postcard, your template on Canva needs to be 12x18. And that's just a good rule of thumb to remember is 3 times. So 3 times whatever the size of your printable item is what you're going to make your template on Canva. Okay, so who's ready to make a graphic? Because I'm ready. I love graphic making. And I'm going to preface this with, guys, it takes me, I'm also type A perfectionist. It takes me probably an hour to make one graphic. You don't have to be a perfectionist like me. I'm just really, really particular. So the first thing that we're going to do is think of a color scheme. Okay, so what is the purpose of our graphic? Today, it's going to be my Scentsy journey. What is my color scheme? I brand with flamingos, so my color scheme is going to be green and pink. Simple. So the first thing that we're going to do is pick a background. This is going to be our base layer. So over here on the left-hand side is your tool belt. This is going to show you, hang on, let me make sure that this isn't something I need to look at. Anyways, you're going to select a background over here. If you click the background button, it's going to bring up all kinds of different backgrounds that you can use. You can literally scroll through. It's like thousands of backgrounds. The search bar is your friend for anything on Canva because there are millions of things to be able to find on Canva. So I like to brand with the color pink. So I would type in pink. I also like to use watercolor. So I'm going to try to look for something that might be watercolory. So we'll go with something like, I think that there was one in here if I'm not mistaken. Oh my gosh, it's so slow tonight. Here you go. So you just drag and drop, or you can click it. If you click it, it'll go right over to background. So you can select whatever background you want, whatever you like to brand with, whatever colors draw to you. Just pick one. And that's going to be your background. Okay. That's going to be your base layer of your graphic. That's what's going to be just the background image there for you. Play around with it. Find one that's going to suit you, because when we're making graphics, when you're making your own graphics, you're going to want to make sure that they're cohesive and they all work together. And that they follow the same trend or the same theme, so that when it pops up on somebody's social media profile, they're going to say, oh, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so's graphic, or that's so-and-so's Scentsy stuff. They're going to know it's you already by just seeing that graphic. So the next thing that we're going to do is we want to pick some different elements. It's like I like to brand with flamingos, and I like to brand with like monstera leaves, things like that. So if you go to this elements tab, this is going to be like all of your tiny little images that you can use as like decorative filler. So like I like to use monstera leaves a lot. So I'll pop this on there. These little draggable corners, shrink, make things bigger. I'll drag it over to this corner. Just kind of fiddle around with it. There's also this little turny thing here on the bottom. You can turn it whatever way you want. So another rule of thumb, don't be scared to go off the sides. Don't be scared to go outside the lines. I know we're always taught don't go outside the lines, but in this instance, don't be scared to go outside the lines and play around with it. You're going to find that you're going to like things a certain way. I like things in corners. I like things in like the side. Say I want to throw a flamingo in there. I could pick a cute little flamingo and throw in there. Let's find a good one. I'm telling y'all, there are millions of images on. Let's see if I like this one. Oh, that one's gross. I'm telling y'all, it takes me hours to do this. Okay, so I got this cute little flamingo down here, some monstera leaves. Cool. So that's going to be my decoration. That's going to be my like additive to my background. If you have a very like flamboyant background and don't need any additive, that's fine. Don't worry about it. This is just me adding some cutesy little things to like jazz up the background here. If you need to make these transparent or more or less like in your face, up here, oh, there we go. It snapped that to the bottom. Oh, nice. Okay, up here on this tool belt, there's this little thing that says transparency, kind of looks like a grid. You can turn the transparency all the way down and make it disappear, or you can make it, it's like magic. You can make it reappear a little bit, or 100%. I normally like to keep mine at 100, but I'm gonna show you guys, just for sake, we'll make it like 81%. We'll make it a little bit transparent. So it kind of blends it into the background a little bit there. The key is you don't want everything to be on the same pane. You want everything to kind of be in front of other things, behind other things. Give it a little bit of depth so that it draws their eye to the things that you want them to see without being in their face. And that's just kind of graphic design 101. So select a couple elements that fit your theme. Like I like flamingos. I like monstera leaves. You might like more florals if you really are girly and like flowers. I know some people have talked about branding with cows, music notes, leopard print, mountains, beaches. The only thing I'm telling you is stay away from licensed items. So like, don't use Harry Potter, don't use Star Wars, don't use Stitch, just because you don't want to end up with a licensing issue. It's going to take some fiddling around. You're going to want to resize some things. You're going to want to play around with it. And I promise you, it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. When you're messing around with graphics, it's a lot of like trial and error and putting things the way that you want them to. So play with them, go with what speaks to you. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add an element. So I'm going to exit out of this because I've got my flamingo. We're going to add an element of a frame. So frames are where you're going to add in your pictures. Back on that elements page, there's all these different frames. These little mountain scene things on these frames mean that you can add in your own picture. So I'm going to add in, let's see, I'm going to add in this little rounded corner square one. And I'm going to shrink it a little bit, and I'm going to stick it right down here next to my flamingo. I think that my, how do I make this go away? There we go. Oh my goodness, I couldn't see anything. I'm going to add it in right down here next to my flamingo. Okay. And I'm going to go and upload a picture of myself. So if you go to uploads, you can upload your own picture. It obviously saves all your uploads, so y'all can see how I've like made graphics with the dog or made graphics for y'all or the team and things like that. I have a bajillion pictures saved in here. So I'm going to select by dragging my face over here. If you double click it, you can move the picture where you want it. Okay. So I don't like this flamingo behind my face. So I'm going to use this position button up here, and I'm going to bring it forward. So it just kind of brings it in front of my face there, or in front of my picture. And I could do the same thing with that monstera leaf. I could bring it forward if I wanted to, and it kind of overlaps it there. Just kind of brings everything to the forefront. But I also don't love that my picture kind of gets lost in the sauce there. So I am going to add an element of a shape. I'm going to find a rounded corner. I'm going to find a similar shape to the one I already have here. Rounded corner square here. And I'm going to make the color like pink. I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Put it right over top my face here, you know, because nobody wants to see that face. Just kidding. We're going to push it backwards. We're going to push it backwards until it's right behind my face. You see how I kind of made that stand out a little bit by putting that little frame behind it? Kind of makes that picture pop off the back there. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to make a header up here that says my Scentsy story. And to do that, I'm going to use the square element. Obviously, I don't want it this color. And I'm going to use these little shrinky dink things here. And I'm probably going to make it like a lighter pink because I use lots of pinks. I like this one better. Yeah. And I'm going to stretch that banner all the way across because I want it to stand out, but I'm going to make it a little transparent because I don't want it to stand out too much and I want to be able to see that Monstera leaf. So next, let's talk about fonts. Have I lost anybody yet? Oh, hold on. Sharing is pause, bring your shared window to the front, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, where is my shared window? You took it away from me.
You're going slightly fast. I'm going on a phone. I don't know if anybody else is having trouble on a phone.
Okay. It is a lot harder on the phone. And I'm going to say that ahead of time. How do I get, you took away my thingy. There we go. It is a little tricky on a phone because there are so many smaller elements to work with. But I am recording. So if anybody wants to go back and watch the recording and go step by step. So that way you can pause if need be, if you're going to do it on your phone. It is absolutely, you are absolutely capable of doing it on your phone. It just gets tough because it's a lot slower than doing it on a computer, but I will slow down. And I talk fast. Y'all know that. Okay. So have I lost anybody else as far as going to like, does anybody need me to go over anything again? Or is there anything in particular you're lost in the sauce on that I've already gone through that you want me to kind of go in more in depth on? Shout at me if you do. Or does anybody have any questions? No? We're all good? Moving forward? Okay, onward and upward. Okay, so how do I make it like, there we go. Okay. So as far as fonts go, if you use the paid for version of Canva, you get thousands of fonts. You can actually set your own fonts as far as your like branding fonts that you like to use in the settings of Canva. And it'll save them for like your heading, your subheading, and your title or your body text. As far as fonts go, the key when using fonts is to use different fonts for your heading and your body text at the least. 2 fonts minimum on every graphic. And that's being generous. I normally use at least 3 different fonts just because you want certain things to stand out in their own respect. You don't want them to get lost behind something else. So for sake of whatever, I'm gonna use the heading. This just pretty much is a designated font and font size. I don't really use them. I don't use this font very frequently, but I'm also way too lazy to go in and change my settings for my brand. So for the sake of this training, we're gonna use my Scentsy journey. And we're gonna use those draggy things again. Make it as big as you want. I'm telling y'all, when I say thousands of fonts, I'm saying like thousands. Like there's anything and every type of script font you could ever want. There's cute fonts like, where's that Sailors one? This one I like to use, kind of cute. There's some like brush stroke ones. There's all kinds of cute fonts. Find one you like, run with it. I like this one called Virtual. I think it's really pretty. I like to make it overlap my banner here a little bit just for sake of being a rebel, you know, who does things the right way. So that's kind of the basis of mine. But we're not just making this graphic to put our face on there and say my Scentsy journey. We actually want to tell them a little bit about our Scentsy journey. So we're going to add another element. I'm going to choose this rounded one. You could even choose like a circle to like throw a wrench in it a little bit. You could like put a circle over here. I'm telling y'all, it's going to be a lot of like playing around with it. See, I don't like the circle there, so I'm going to go back to my square one that I wanted before. And I'm going to make it smaller, but I'm going to make it wider, and I'm going to make it pink. And I'm going to send it to the background. I'm going to make it a little smaller. Is anybody here a photographer? If you're a photographer, shout out in the comments. Because I'm going to tell you something that is like a rule of photographers that you guys have probably heard of before. Bethany asked, how'd you add the frame on the picture again? Pick an element that's the same style as your picture frame, and then put it behind your picture, and just make it a little bit bigger, but put it behind your picture. So if you're a photographer, one of the things that they always teach you when you actually go through like legit photography training is something called the rule of nines. And it's to never have your subject in the middle of your picture. And it's the same thing with graphic design. Graphic design is the digital version of photography. It is the digital version of creating an image that says something. So when you're taking a picture, imagine that there's a grid of 9 boxes, okay, 3 by 3. You never want anything directly in the middle. You don't want anything directly in the middle of any one of those boxes. You kind of want things to overlap in different boxes so that it doesn't look so grid-like. So the rule of nines applies to graphic design as well. So imagine there was let me shrink this back again. Imagine there is 3 boxes across, 3 boxes across, 3 boxes across, 3 boxes down, 3 boxes, like a bingo card, pretty much. You don't want anything just like, I would not shrink my flamingo down and stick it directly in the middle. It would just look strange if you did it. So you don't, to keep things from being boxy and to keep things from being obnoxiously square, you use the rule of 9 so that you kind of create depth and create like not so distinct imagery. It's all going to be a little bit fluid is the word I was looking for. So with my block there, I've got my Monstera leaf down here. You remember when I told you guys we're going to kind of shift things around? I'll tell you that probably 20 more times. We're going to shift things because I am particular. I am like so OCD, it's ridiculous. It is a lot of trial and error to figure out what works for you, what you like, what looks good to you. Okay, so this block here is where we're going to put our like accolades, you're going to put your title. So like I'm going to make mine with a different type of text here. I like this Athens text. It's one of my most used texts. I just like that it's all in caps. It's all very square. So you're going to add, the first thing I want you to add on there is your current title. So I'm going to put Superstar Director on mine because we're going to hit that this month. And I want to use this after we hit it this month. So I'm going to center it right there. Superstar Director. Then I'm going to take more text. I make individual text boxes for each line of text instead of making one text box, just so that I can move the text around. I can move each individual line around instead of moving a whole block of text. Then I want you to shout yourself out for the things that you accomplished. If you earned shooting star, If you earned, oh, what did I just say? I'm going to make new text boxes. Okay, for the sake of this, I'm not going to make new, but I would make individual text boxes normally, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to do it. If you earn sensational start, level, I don't even remember what level I hit. What level did I hit? Sensational start. I got a green pen. I think it's 2. Y'all, it was 2014. I don't remember. If you have earned an incentive, put, oh, how many incentives you've earned. If you earned monthly sales award, a lot of you guys are new and will only have 2 or 3 monthly sales awards, and that's absolutely fine. We are here to shout ourselves out for everything we've accomplished. This is your second to brag on yourself. So I don't even know how many I have. 1 monthly sales award. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not accurate. So we're going to put 12 because I think that they're a couple months behind. If you earned annual sales award, if you earn anything that you earned, okay, any type of accolade you've earned, if you've earned, trying to think of some other ones, shooting star trainer, if you've earned, I'm trying to think, somebody help me out. What other things can we earn? Annual mentor. Yeah, my brain's not working. But what I want you to do is I want you to take this time to shout yourself out. Shout yourself out for the things that you've earned, the things that you've accomplished. And then I'll give you an idea of what we're going to use it for in the homework post that I'm going to put on the team page. So you're going to put that there in this little, like in a little space off to the side. I also want you to put your lifetime sales. And I want you to look that up. I want you to figure out how to look that up on your own. I'm not going to tell you how to look it up. Okay. I want you to figure out how to look that up. And I want you to put that on there as well. So put your lifetime sales on there as well, however you want. Like I like to make mine big. Well, not that big. Lord have mercy. And like shove it down here. So it looks like offset a little bit. Stands out. Move. See, I'm telling you, we're going to move things around 45 different times. So the point of this is to kind of shout yourself out for the things you have accomplished on your Scentsy journey. I'm going to check the chat really fast. Can I put lead even though yeah, absolutely. Whatever title your workstation says that you've hit. So what I want you to do with this, when you've completed this, sometime between today and tomorrow, I know that it's probably going to take most of you guys a while to sit down and do this, especially if you're like me and a perfectionist. Okay. I know it's going to take you some time, especially if you don't already know currently what you like to brand with. That's fine. Pick colors, schemes, cute little things that you like, and you may stumble upon your brand in doing this. So I want you to create your My Scentsy Journey graphic, okay? And then I'm going to make a post in the Flamingle Flock page of homework where you're going to post them and show everybody what you worked on, show everybody what you came up with. And first things first, do not compare your graphic to anybody else's graphic, okay? Because your skill level on a computer and your skill level versus graphic design may not be the same as anybody else's. But we are here to boost each other up and help each other be better consultants. And that's what this is about. This is about learning how to be the best consultants we can be. So first things we're not going to do is not going to compare ourselves to each other, right? So don't compare your graphic to anybody else's. Don't compare your title to anybody else's. Don't compare your successes to anybody else's. Like freaking Ashley Stewart over here hit director in 40 days. It took me 6 months to do that. Actually, technically, it took me 5 years to do that. So, I mean, if we're comparing, I suck. So don't compare yourself and what's on your journey to somebody else's journey, because your middle cannot be compared to anybody else's beginning, and anybody else's beginning cannot be compared to your middle. And Holly is completely right. Comparison is a thief of joy. So I want you to post that on the homework post in the Flamingle flock. And I'm going to give you instructions on what to do with it on the homework post, but I'm going to verbally tell you guys what we're going to do now. So what I want you to do is, once you make that graphic, I want you to post it to your personal social media, not your VIP group. Okay. Not your VIP group. I want you to post it on your personal page. And I want you to write up a little bit of something about what Scentsy has done for you, what you enjoy about Scentsy, the friendships you've made, if you've made any. I mean, I hope we're friends by now. I want you to talk about the things that you find joy in Scentsy with, not the products. I know that we all love the products. We all love Scentsy. I want you to talk about the atmosphere. I want you to talk about the people. I want you to talk about the things that Scentsy has allowed you to do financially. If you talk about financials, put the income disclosure statement in there, please and thank you, because I don't want anybody getting caught by the Federal Trade Commission for being non-transparent. I will also link the income disclosure statement for you. But the purpose of this is to share what Scentsy has done for us so that other people can see how much fun it is, what we do. So other people can see the joy that we feel with being Scentsy consultants, and we can spread that joy. I'm not saying it's a recruiting tactic, but it's kind of a recruiting tactic. Sharing what Scentsy has done for you may resonate with somebody versus, hey, why don't you start your new journey, or why don't you join my team, things like that. Sharing the opportunity in a roundabout way and having people see how much you enjoy it and how much you're successful may spark that in them. So you're going to post a little blurb with your image. You're going to shout yourself out. You're going to toot your own horn. Toot, toot, okay? Shout yourself out, toot your own horn. I want everybody to do this. And sometime between today and tomorrow. I know it's already 9 o'clock for Eastern Standard Time, guys. So sometime in the next like 48 hours. Okay. And I want you to screenshot it when you post it on your personal page and add that underneath of your graphic. So you're going to put your graphic in the homework post as a comment, and then you're going to reply to yourself with a screenshot of you posting it. So that's going to hold you accountable to posting it to your personal page, because I know a lot of people are scared to post too much Scentsy stuff on their personal page. And I don't know if I told you guys in here. No, I think I did. I think I talked about it on a live on Flamingle Flock. If people do not support you, they ain't the type of people we want around. Okay? If people are not happy, you are happy. We don't need their happy asses in our life. Okay? Bye-bye. So, okay. So does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any Canva questions? Anybody have any burning desire? I don't want your burning desires, your burning questions. Yes, no, maybe so. No? No? Okay. Go forth, make graphics. Do you have to buy Canva, or is there a free version? There's a free version. It's not as fun as the paid version, but there is a free version. I should probably stop recording.